Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing this NNPC. Should we have any comments on social media? I know, Mike, do you have anybody? I'm sure there are messages.
Okay,
on
me says, Gummy says, even that CNG is just another delusion. Yeah. The frenzy around it will fizzle out soon, as it is just a convenient means to distract from the real issue, which is that Nigeria is too impoverished to buy unsubsidized petrol. We will be here to talk about the delusion soon. That's how some Nigerians
That's the Nigerians view, okay?
Therapy says it's not about lying or not. It's about what the government doing. What's the government doing to harness all the resources, whether gold or whatever, not only oil. Goodby says women are surging better than men. Women fit meet senator.
What?
So good morning.
Okay, let me try to respond to this person because there was someone that has spoke to say that we are actually more of a gas country than a petrol country.
Yes.
We have more gas. So if we can successfully convert to CNG, on the long run, it's better off for us. And what that does also, it helps us. And even then, if we refine our crude, we can then begin to sell it to other countries who are still using petrol and will earn more dollars. So that's why I keep saying that if we're able to paint pictures, part of our job really is to paint that picture for Nigerians. Because if we all begin to subscribe, many people are still reluctant. I don't want to change my car, I don't change my car. But if there are people who are willing to say, you know what, let me take on this CNG kits, convert, and many of us in the next 10 years, you see cars now converting. You realize that will not be dependent on what NNPC's pump price on petrol is anymore, eventually. So it's just, as I said, it's a start, but eventually...
I hear you, but I don't think it's the painting of the picture that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's that Nigerians over time, yes, that we don't trust anymore. Because many pictures have been painted. And in fact, timelines have been given. But you and I know, we've sat down here and we've talked about Port Harcourt Refinery,
December.
Waiting on the date.
A jury assured us December 2023.
That's resigned.
So jury was
the assurer don't resign.
Yeah. So the problem is that when Nigerians
saying take leave.
Okay. So when Nigerians say things like this, it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
So what I would like to see our government do differently, knowing that there's a distrust and mistrust that's come from years of being disappointed, is that they make sure that whoever it is that they have put in charge of all these projects and, these things, make sure that there is no iota of corruption while they're doing it. Because I hear you about the CNG and so many other policies before it. The problem has always been the implementation, that human beings, Nigerians, find a way to capture it via corruption and turn it on his head, and Nigerians don't access it or enjoy the benefits of what you guys are doing.
Just the person now.
I think government
became very positive.
CNG.
Allow her to be positive.
Government is pushing CNG, and NNPC stations are within their control. Shouldn't NNPC stations by now have what's it called, these dispensers for CNG already?
I mean,
it's almost like there's no CNG because people even on YouTube now, people are saying CNG is a scam. By now, the way we are doing, those one pump that we see for kerosene, they should have one.
So right now, I think they're just at the NIPCO stations, I think. But eventually, I believe... They're well positioned for...
But how many NIPCO?
But eventually, we'll wait for the government to let us know where we can refuel our gas, if we convert. That's the conversation we're going to have.
No, some people will die while waiting.
That's true. People have died.
People are dying every day. It's not... So when we say there is pain and there is... we have to remember that people die waiting for this.
And the developed world will all run too. People have died to get the benefits you are getting. Your pension in the UK, in the US that you're getting. Somebody died to get it. Even the freedom of speech you have. Even the women's rights that you have. That you are all, they say, oh, I now live in the US. I'm not saying that we should die. I'm just saying that there is nothing that is free. Eventually, we are going to everything costs something. Now, we don't want to be the one to pay that price. Nobody. That's why with Nigerians, we're still like that. The last song is that nobody wants to die. We all want to go to heaven. We all want to go to heaven, but we don't want to die. But the truth is that these are pains that people would eventually have to go through to get to that place we are hoping to get. It's difficult. As you were saying, I'll let you jump in here.
I'll interrupt you.
Yes, please.
I just want to say, even here, people have died. Your father is one of them.
Yes.
My father is another.
Yes.
My uncle, Ganifawe. People, listen, people who have talked here
God bless you.
have died.
Yes.
So it's not that people are not talking and people are not fighting.
Exactly.
People are fighting here. So
people are laying their lives.
It is for that reason. It's for that reason. It's for that reason. That we should not overfight. No, not okay. Let me choose my words carefully.
Okay.
Better choose carefully because I'm here. Carefully.
Because these people that have died, that we know, they spoke. These people that are speaking on social media, they did not speak as much as those Bekor and some Kuti or those people that were talking. But they are 6 feet under today. So the point is that, listen, we must continue to engage. It's not until you scatter ground or shout and see. We must continue to engage government or get involved for things to happen. It's not so much of you talk. Talking can only take you so much. You need to get involved and understand. Come to the table with government and say, what are you doing? Help me as a media person. Our job as media is to convey. What are you doing, government? Okay, this is what I understand. Now, people, this is what they are doing. Understand? Because we have to be that bridge. But if we all continue to just lament like that, then who's going to give the hope to the people?
No, because when we convey, the lament is that's not the case. When we convey, the people say, okay, we have heard Mariah, we have heard YK. This is what they told us today. Then we'll come back.
They move the goalpost.
We'll now move the goalpost.
Tomorrow,
next time, when we come to convey, they will not listen to us.
True.
For me, except because it's your view and on her, I will not discuss this with anybody. I don't do it anymore. I resolve this year that I'm not going to lament about anything in this country. I'm going to do my bit. I understand that clearly that I have control over my behavior and I don't have control over the behaviors of others. I cannot run mad because of what somebody else is doing. Yes, it's affecting my everyday living. So for me, apart from this table, I will not have. That's why I'm keeping quiet.
That's what we
don't keep quiet.
Thousands of people are watching.
That's what apart from this table, I will not. So this is my own view is that you cannot control behavior of others. You can make them accountable.
To retain your sanity.
To retain my sanity, in my little space, I'm going to do my best. When I do my best and it gets to you, and you do your best and it gets to Mariah, and maybe one day we'll get there. These things are not done by aliens or people from the Eskimos. They are human beings.
Yeah.
So I say that every day. Tinubu is there, President Tinubu is there in his office. Let's use EFCC. Fantastic as that man is proving himself to be. Is that what you get on the ground? No. So I am not going to bother myself. Let the area commander be fantastic. He's all the people on the ground. Let that station go to that mobile on Odoero. That mobile, you can. I mean, go to that mobile. You cannot chant the line there. The man is fantastic. But is it the same thing you get from his staff? So for me, I don't want to get this pain you're having.
The EFCC chairman has issued a warrant of arrest for the governor, but the governor is being guarded by police officers. So
that's people.
So it's like a web that you cannot. The more you think about, the more you get mad. I don't know if that word is permitted. Forgive me. Yeah. But the more you think about, the more it looks like you cannot untie the knot.
But let me just ask you a question. How did we get here? We got here.
I hate this question. I hate that question. Let me tell you why. I hate that question. Everybody's always asking me, how did we get here? Well, you know this country how we're getting here. Well, we're not all here together. We keep asking the same question. How do we get here? Well, you know, born in Nigeria. Nigeria was there already. All of us were there. We're all corrupt. All of us are corrupt. How do we get here?
Corrupt government.
Corrupt people.
Corrupt government money is spent by corrupt people. The government did not spend the money and they brought the money home.
God bless you.
Which money did they not spend?
Look, when I was growing up,
go to England, you will see all their houses that they cannot, they are buying their houses there for British government. They are buying houses there.
When we probe this subsidy, let's probe this subsidy now.
Wait, let me not let you get into YK. Leave YK for me. Leave YK for me. See, YK. I agree with you. Government.
You will still buy the phone.
Government.
You will still move.
I agree 150% with you. Government, they built houses in London, everywhere, all of them, corrupt for years.
Dubai now,
I agree with you. Now. In addition, I'm also saying you and I, we are enablers.
We are not.
YK, all of us. The fact that you live in this, the fact that you are even giving out money to somebody like this, YK, the fact that you are actually not. Let me pick my words properly. Okay, we are all enablers in different ways, and that's the truth.
In different ways.
Okay, we are all enablers in different ways. So before we need to point the finger at the government, I always say this fault is at us. We, as a people, we're in Nigeria. When Nigeria got the way it is, what did we do as a people?
Well, it's funny that we're having this argument. And YK made the instance of houses in UK, houses in Dubai. Have you all thought of governors that are not, even Sanwo-Olu that has been building houses, have not launched any Lagos homes for the poor? We continue to widen the bracket of the poor. Housing, that is a basic necessity. We cannot hold a governor to that standard that they have not done it. Even the governor of the Lagos State that has a housing plan that we could see has stopped it for years, for a while, and we have not noticed. Governors of other states now, allocation increase, they don't have a housing plan for their indigenous citizens.
This is the same,
we continue to widen and person will never get house now.
The same Lagos home
this way.
that Nigerians. Let me say on Lagos home. So governor, let me say on Lagos home. You are right. A governor brings in a policy on Lagos home. Many of we have a few friends that benefited from it. This same Lagos home, some of the Nigerians in charge of it, some of them were corrupt. Some of them were selling to their own people. So it's one thing for government to say, okay, I'm going to do this housing for people. It's another thing for Nigerians to manipulate the system for their own family and friends. We are in this system together. Like
as far as I know, when the Lagos Homes was launched,
yes,
it was under the BRF government, and the way it was done, that our friend benefited,
yes,
we was clear, it was said here,
yes,
that she only bidded, and she did not know anybody.
Exactly.
Remember that the governor was, when he was on the show, when we last, he said, no, that's not how it's done. It's supposed to be to be able to benefit anybody from anywhere without any connections. And we are sitting here. I applied, and we didn't get it.
I applied too, and we didn't get it.
Yes, they followed a format that was not replicated after. Except it as it was not replicated after. That's
I just want to tell you, before we run off, I want to answer you, Murayo.
Okay, why answer me?
Before we run off,
yes,
you see, when I'm telling you about government, when I'm saying, you see, what is happening? The teacher is the government. We are the students. We have learnt, and we have learnt well. Yes. So
it's true.
So can we unlearn?
Okay, let me pause you. That statement. Let me start with that statement. The teacher.
I thought you had to go.
Wait, I'm going. That teacher, that is government. Who taught him? Wait, did he come from heaven? Or is it not from the same people that became a teacher? Well, did they import him from Mars? Or did they import him from Spain? Is it not in this system that the teacher became a teacher? The point I'm trying to make is that man is a reflection of who we are.
Are you making sense to yourself?
I'm making sense to myself.
Are you not making sense to me?
Okay, let me.
That there's a system that already
this teacher, this man, you're calling teacher. Somebody made him.
You have to listen, because we got independence 1960.
Yes.
There was civilian government. Then a coup happened.
Yeah.
Then 78. When was it? 78? Civilian government came on. What year was it? And successive, and up till this present dispensation, where it was the military that were ruling. They will remove their civilian clothes, their military clothes, and wear civilian clothes and become president. Yes. Is it not inside this Nigeria? Yeah. And they have continued to rule, and the people who are ruling then are still ruling now. The only ones that are not ruling now are the ones that died.
Isn't it? Was ruling then? It's a new generation.
In our students, in our correct students, don't win. You don't learn.
We have to wrap up, because we have a guest here who would like to say a few things about her. So let me just go on a very tiny break. And when we come back, we'll focus a bit on, because we need to know a bit about you. Our viewers are wondering, who is this guest? Let's go on the show. But I'll have to pause you, YK. But because I am the host of the break. Because I am the host of this show. The teacher of this show. That's the problem. Thank you. That's the Nigerian student. They don't listen to the leaders. They are always rebellious. So I am the teacher of this show.
I am the fella. You are the Obasanjo. Continue.
Where's fella? Where's Fela?
I am the fella of the Obasanjo.
So where's Fela? Where's Obasanjo? Where are they? Fela is 6 feet under. Obasanjo is where? He's still lounging.
You see?
You wanted to say he was 6 feet under. You see how you're supporting? You forgot. You'll be right back. Obasanjo was 6 feet.
No. Mark over me. Short break. We'll be right on top.
We need this break.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.